Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Musing with Megator. Pretty funny that I'm actually saying this too, saying another episode, because this is literally the third video I've recorded, because I didn't even get around to posting the second one that I recorded, which the first video was, 6 months ago? So, and let's just hope that I actually, post this within a reasonable time frame. So, the reasoning for the huge delay. So in my first video, I kind of was just talking about an intro of, what I was hoping for the channel and what I hope to accomplish and the thought process behind it. And that still stands. However, the reason for the huge time lapse is not only, we're going through a global pandemic, and I think that's thrown a wrench into a lot of people's plans and hopes and dreams for what they hope to accomplish. I also got married, as I had mentioned in the first video. So, that's just stressful enough to get married, and then having to do it amidst a pandemic is just a cluster that I don't wish upon anyone. We actually had to, what we did was we ended up getting married on our original day and postponed the reception to 6 months later, thinking, maybe there'll be a vaccine and maybe it'll die down before, our reception date. And we are basically still in the same boat that we were in August, because we're looking at February, end of February for a reception, and no idea if that's going to happen or not. But in the meantime, so what happened also is I got pregnant. In the first video, I talked about, freaking out about pregnancy and weight gain because of my previous weight loss experience and how I wasn't sure how to process that. So I'm kind of doing a little shift here with the channel that maybe I should talk about this process. And the reason being, it's kind of thrown a wrench into a lot of things. I thought I was going to be more prepared for this. I didn't realize how deep my body image issues went, and pregnancy and the weight gain is just kind of, I was not expecting this. And I figure instead of being sad and beat myself up about it, what I'm going to do is document it. So here I am. It's the first week of January 2021, and I am 20 weeks pregnant as of this Saturday. So there's been some time in between, obviously, since I found out I was pregnant to now, and there's a lot of, again, this is just new territory for me, and there's a lot because of my history with weight loss. I thought that I, again, should document this, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot. Another thing I decided was, because I took so much time in between posting the first video, and then I never posted my SMART goals video that I recorded, which I'll get around to that maybe. The timeline will be funky, but who cares? No one's really watching right now anyway, so it is what it is. So I figure I'm going to just try to freeform these. I should have some type of, bullet point list of what I want to talk about or things I want to cover. And maybe I'll get to that. But right now I need to record videos that need minimal editing, because that has been a barrier for me, is editing. It's cool. I liked it, but as an ENFP, I was like, I just need something really quick, and I just need to pump these videos out. So these videos might be 5 minutes, they might be 15, and I'm going to try to get them out with the least amount of editing possible. So have fun with that, my viewers, all 6 of you. So anyway, real quick, before I didn't plan on doing too much with this initial video, but just kind of redirect how, what I might be doing for the channel, at least for the duration of my pregnancy. The reason for this struggle or hesitation, or however you want to put it, is so I lost 140 pounds over a 2-year time period through diet and exercise. And I had successfully kept that weight off for, it was 8 years. So for the last decade of my life, I had been, working out, eating, learning how to eat, which still really, doing now. And then maintaining that weight loss, which is just as hard, if not more difficult than the actual weight loss itself. And now with what happens with weight loss, especially a significant amount like that, is typically your metabolism slows, or the amount of calories that you need lessens. So, for example, I actually went and did what's called the DEXA scan. It is the gold standard of testing for body weight, body fat percentage, what your BMR is, your basal metabolic rate, which people usually describe as, the amount of calories you would burn if you were in a coma. So just to live, your bodily functions, your heart beating, well, how many calories do you need? Now, a typical person, when I did this test 2 years ago, so I had maintained that weight loss for, at that point, it would have been 6 years, which is good. But my metabolism was rated as slow, which I'm like, great, I already knew that, but how slow? So, for example, the number was, for someone my weight, typically burns around, I think it was 1,312, so 1,312 calories, whereas I burn 1,172 calories, which it's a difference of 140. Not a huge difference at first, but that 140 adds up, especially when you're trying to lose weight. So I have to keep that in mind whenever I want to lose weight, or if I'm trying to gain muscle mass, whatever I'm trying to do. Now, the reason this is causing issues now with pregnancy is because I don't know how many calories extra I should be eating. And because apparently my body just wants to gain muscle, or not muscle mass. I wish it was muscle mass, but my body just wants to gain weight. So what all of these guidelines I've been reading in pregnancy, which is not helpful, don't go to Google, but it's hard not to, is, you should gain, if you're at a normal weight, which I was, I was in my recommended weight class, whatever, for my height, gain 25 to 35 pounds throughout the duration of your pregnancy. So imagine my shock and dismay when I went to my 16-week appointment and I was up 20 pounds. I was like, great, cool. And I'm exercising. I am eating what I thought was a normal amount of food. And here I've gained 20 pounds when I felt like I had done nothing. It's kind of a huge mind fuck. And it's terrifying to think, okay, I'm not even halfway through my pregnancy and I've gained this amount of weight and I've only got X amount left. Now that starts to create a ton of, open up a can of worms as far as, your body image issues go that you thought were healed. Haha, just kidding. They're not. They're always there until you fix them and deal with them. So this pregnancy is kind of forcing me to figure out ways to deal with that and to heal, and hopefully I can figure that out. So here I am talking about my story with you lovely people. So for now, this is where we're going with the channel. Going to document this experience, this journey, and see where it leads. So right now I'm feeling like I'm in a good place. Had you asked me this, the 3 weeks ago when I had that last appointment, I'd be lying if I said I didn't spiral. And it's concerning to, let that number on the scale affect you so much. And especially when you're carrying a child that you're supposed to be, nurturing and growing, and you can't seem to let go of that number on the scale. So here we are to, try to work through this. And we'll see. Like I said, I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot. And I've got another appointment coming up in a week. So I'll be 20 and a half weeks. We'll get the ultrasound. I'll get weighed again. I'm deciding whether or not I actually want to look at the scale or if I just want to start maybe weighing myself backwards. I haven't decided, but if I'm documenting this journey like this, I'm thinking maybe I should just suck it up and look at it. And that way I can always come back and look and see, where I was at and where I've come. Because I'd like to, continue tracking this postpartum as well. So if you've made it with me this far, thank you. I think I'm going to call it on this particular video today. But I plan to actually make these a little bit more consistent, and hopefully, regardless of how I'm feeling, post or get a video out there. I think it's important to document the highs and the lows, and maybe this whole experience with pregnancy will teach that a little bit better. So also a good time to quit because my cat's in here and he's trying to open the closet door. So you might have heard that. So great. Anyway, I don't even remember what my tag was before. Was it like stay classy or cheers bitches? I can't even drink. So it was cheers bitches. That's what it was. Hold your imaginary glass of your alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage. Well, maybe it's not imaginary for you, but cheers bitches.